Saie has been killing the game, especially when it comes to complexion and for those who have dry skin. So let's try on the products that I already have and see if we can make a look out of it. First off, we're gonna make sure that we start off priming our skin first. And this is in the shade Rose Glow. Mind you, I have dry skin, as you can see already. I did wash my face and I did do my eyes and my eyebrows, but I just wanna make sure that I actually prep my skin and my skin doesn't feel too crumbly. And I want my makeup to last too. As you can see, it does have a lot of pigment in it, but it does look very skin-like. You can mix this with a moisturizer or just leave it by itself, and it looks so good and it feels really nice on the skin too. Look at this glow. One side I add the primer over here, and the other side I have absolutely nothing. Now let's add this on the other side of our face. Let me know down below what you guys think about this primer. Would you add this to your makeup routine? Saie was so kind enough to me to send me their foundations twice a long time ago, but they're like completely dark on me. So I just made sure I got myself a sample from Sephora just so I can make sure that shade 29 is actually for me, since it is a neutral shade. Their foundation is more like a skin tint, just so you know, if you didn't know, now that you know. So shade 29 is a neutral shade, so it is gonna come off a little bit darker on me. And the other ones that were neutral is a little bit too light for me, so I'm gonna stick with 29 for now. As you can see, the actual foundation itself is very liquidy, so just be mindful of that. We're going to do half of our face with foundation and the other half without. Already, it is very thin when it applies, but it's very pigmented. And mind you, if you do have hyperpigmentation, I highly doubt it will show through as much, but if you want to, you can definitely color correct. All right, so this is shade 29. I'm not gonna lie to you, I think 29 is a lot darker than I thought it would be from just looking at it, but the foundation itself looks amazing on my skin. Like, it's very, very, very dewy. If I were you, I'll definitely go in with a sponge just so I can absorb some excess foundation off of your face. And we're gonna go in using the concealer in the shade 13, and this is a neutral shade as well. I think this definitely is gonna help brighten up this darkness I have on my face right now, because it's a lot darker than I expected it to be. And automatically, this concealer just feels so like creamy. It just glides on. So you going back in, I think it's a little bit unnecessary. I think just one application, like one dip, is more than enough. A little really does go a long way. Look how this concealer just blended in with my foundation. It looks so skin-like. So this is very, very dewy. Please be mindful. Next up, we have the new bronzer. This is a liquid bronzer that they just came out with. And this is the last shade of their bronzer. And it has a doe foot applicator just to apply it onto your face. And it's supposed to be super easy, very user-friendly. And I think this is actually a good product. I just wish that it has more depth of shade within their shade range, because black people are just not like one shade. I'm sorry, we're just not. So we're gonna add a little bit, and just so you know, since this foundation is a lot darker, I highly doubt you're gonna actually see the bronzer on my skin tone until I figure out what shade I am in their foundation. But we're gonna put it on regardless, and we do have another one, so let's see if it actually does show up on my skin tone. And when it goes on, it is very creamy. Like, look how it just glides on. You can add on as much as you want. It's very like dummy proof. It just wants it. I just want it to show up. You might see a slight bronze on the side of my face. If I had a foundation that was a little bit lighter, you most definitely would have seen it just a little bit more. So on the other side, we're gonna try the other bronzer. Here's their original bronzer, the Sun Melt, in the shade Deep Bronze. And this is the second to darkest shade. So it looks a little messed up in here, but this is what it looks like. So this is very much user-friendly. And you can always scoop it out and use your fingers. But I'm just gonna go straight in. This bronzer has more of a reddish tone to it versus a neutral tone what the other one has. But this one's a little bit more pigmented, so you're definitely gonna see this a little bit more in my skin tone. Which one would you choose? The old bronzer or the new bronzer? Saie came out with two versions of their blushes. Actually, there's three versions of their blushes. We have the dewy one, we have the glow sculpt, and then we have the powder blushes. I actually don't have any of the powder one. I have only these two versions, and we're gonna use both on separate sides of the face. This is in the shade Dreamy. Mind you, this is a very dewy formula. So if you're used to the Rare Beauty one, it kind of gives you off that vibe, but a little bit less pigmented. This is more of a natural buildable blush that you can build on your own and see how much you want from your blush. This is in the shade Bronze Glow. Clearly, as you can see, I use this a lot. I absolutely love Bronze Glow. I think it looks amazing on dark skin tones. And this is their blush that actually was not as popular as the dewy blushes. But this gives you more of like a good glow, but a bronziness to it as well. I think this one shows up a lot more on my skin tone. Between these two style of blushes, which one would you prefer? And when it comes to highlighters, mind you, they don't have highlighters. This is a limited edition highlighter from their old collaboration that they've had. This is in the shade Ref Rose, which is a highlighter shade. So it's very much kind of like their dewy blush, but this is just a highlighter. I like to mix this with their blush, and I'll love to try it on top of foundation just to see how it looks. And it gives you more of a natural glow. Now we have the Saie Beauty's new setting spray. And I got the mini size, of course. I just want to see how it looks like. This setting spray is supposed to make your makeup last super long. So I'm really here to see how it looks like over time, and also what it looks like using all their products. Mind you, I only use their products and that's it. So let's try this setting spray. It has a super fine mist. It doesn't feel very heavy on the skin at all. When you see the mist actually go onto my skin when it's actually applied, look at that fine mist. Like, look how fine it is and how it dispenses out so easily. This, so far, I love this bottle. I don't think I can actually open this and twist it open, but I do like how it really does distribute the product all over my face very easily. I'm telling you, if you have dry skin, this is definitely for you. Normal, maybe combination skin, but this looks so good, and it does feel good too on the skin. Usually what I like to do when it comes to my setting spray is to add powder on top of it, just so I can make sure that it lasts long too. So let's let this dry and let's move on. After it dries, this is what it looks like, and it's not totally dry yet, but you can feel the film formers on your face slowly adhering to your foundation. So just be mindful of that, and then go on top and add your powder. If you didn't know, Saie came out with their own slip tint undetectable bake setting powder, and this is translucent 5, and it's supposed to go all over my face. I don't have a lighter version of this setting powder, so we're just going to use this all over my face to set this foundation as well as the setting spray. So I grabbed a really big brush and just swirl it around, pounce it on our face, and watch it set. Here's what it looks like set. Here's what it looks like without it being set on my face. I would really suggest this for those who have dry skin, because you know, sometimes when we have dry skin, we really need a light powder that's not drying, but it does what it needs to do when it comes to setting our foundation.